There are many ways to achieve any intention that you set forth. When the intention is clear, the mechanism will appear. If at first you don't succeed, you have not failed. You have discovered one more way not to fulfill that intention. Relapse is common but not essential in recovery from addiction. But there are many different mechanisms available to those seeking recovery from addiction. There are, of course, traditional 12-step groups like Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Al-Anon, Overeaters Anonymous, Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous, lots of anonymous groups out there. There's rehab, inpatient or outpatient. There are new faith-based support groups and also a groundswell of non-12-step based addiction support groups. You can have guidance from a physician or some other kind of mentor. You can try to use your willpower, and some people also believe that moderation rather than abstinence is a possibility for addiction recovery. That has not been my personal experience. In my personal experience, I've found several things that I believe are essential to recovery. The first is community support. Do you have the support of people who know what you're going through and have been there themselves? That's why support groups are so beneficial to people recovering from addictions, because they make you feel like you're not alone and someone cares. Trust. Trust is essential in recovery. Trusting something, that someone out there knows how you can get out of the place that you're stuck in that you don't know how to get out of by yourself, which is the addictive behavior or thought system or chemical dependency. You have to trust that there is a way out. It doesn't have to come from a certain God or anything like that, but you have to trust that there is a way out and someone out there can help you. Willingness. This is just being willing to change. Honesty. If you don't tell the truth, then the person who's going to be getting the help and recovering is a fake person, and it's the real you who wants to change. Be as honest as you possibly can at any given moment. Open-mindedness. Just being able to say, honestly, I don't know. It's also probably going to be essential in recovery from any addiction to be uncomfortable for a little while. Change is uncomfortable. Withdrawal is uncomfortable. And you're going to experience withdrawal from any addiction, whether it's chemical dependency, behavioral, thought patterns, whatever. You will be uncomfortable for a little while. Live with it. It changes, it goes away, it gets better in time. Sometimes much more quickly than you think. Emotional healing is also essential to recovery. You can't just stop doing that thing and expect things to get better. They will get better because you're not doing that thing anymore. But the pain that made you do that thing addictively in the first place will still be there. So you have to then go in and heal that pain. And that's a lifelong process, but it is essential to staying sober, clean, or free of whatever the addiction is that you're looking to heal. Taking a personal inventory is also probably very essential to recovery, as I believe is abstinence as much as possible to the greatest extent possible. If it's a chemical dependency, smoking cigarettes, something like that, absolute abstinence, I believe, is essential to recovery. Other addictions, we can't necessarily have that sort of abstinence, but I think it definitely makes it easier. If we have a food addiction, for example, we can't just stop eating. We have to learn how to moderate. The same is true of other things. Our thought patterns, we're not going to be able to be abstinent of being, saying, judgmental or something like that, but we can definitely moderate and try to minimize our behaviors.